What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another highly combustible reaction. We're jumping in the next one on our It's Complicated journey. Hey, seriously, get over show. It's complicated. All the love in the world. The best damn question askers ever. I'm saying a minimum of 3 times this video. Probably people are going to be like, whoa, that's actually a really good question. Because that's all they ask is really good questions, or they lead you to it. Let's jump in. Let's check it out together. Serving a women, rules of modern dating and understanding. Get over show. It's complicated channel. All the love in the world. Let's go. Appreciate you, Andrew.
Would you agree that men are socialized to be gentlemen that protect and provide for women?
No. That's comical. Definitely not. That's funny.
Maybe half of them.
I agree that men are supposed to be the ones that protect a woman. That's what they're socialized to be. I thought you said socialized.
That's what we used to be raised to be. Whether or not we're still raised to be that, I don't know. Because maybe those first ones just have never met the right kind of dude.
Ones that protect a woman. That's what they're socialized to be. I thought you said socialized.
Socialized to be gentlemen, I do not think so anymore. I do think that there is still a pressure to protect and provide, but I think that we've lost a little bit of the gentleman manners and courtship along
These
the way.
women must be looking for love in all the wrong places. That's what I'm gonna say.
Up on pedestals.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hard to find them.
They're hard to find, though. Let me just say.
Wow, they are hard to
From my
find, I
personal
guess.
opinion, the girl needs to be treated like a princess, you know.
See?
Why do so many
Look
men
it.
think women were put on this earth
Put 'em together.
to serve them,
Matchmaking.
cook, clean, and pump out babies?
From a biblical standpoint of what we were taught, like growing up, and what we've seen from the generations that raised us.
Maybe because like they think like girls needs to stay in the kitchen and help the man, when the man needs to go and like to work and make money, you know. It's not fair, but
having children and growing the population was very necessary for survival, and it was kind of made like a routine for a woman to stay at home and raise the children while men did
Kinda got a
very
point. Back
dangerous
in the
jobs
day, you didn't
and
know how
went to
many of them
war
were
and
gonna
things
make
of
it.
that nature.
And they think that women are not strong enough to hold such power like them. So they're like, you know, you're like my sidekick, but I'm the main man in the house.
Like the fact that you
Household
said
leader,
like
the head
30
of-
times in your answer does not give me very much credibility.
My sidekick, but I'm the main man in the house.
Household leader, the head of the house, which does not mean to be dogmatic, strong, and the one that rules everything, even though he is the high priest of his house. He is supposed to do it in fairness.
High priest
He is to
of
listen
his
to
house.
wife
That's the
and to
interesting
her
way.
opinions, because she sees from all angles. He only sees from a few angles.
The man will just go to work and the woman's staying at home taking care of the kids is kind of a dated mindset now.
Now let's flip that. Why do so
I
many
agree with
women
him.
think men were put on this earth to serve them, risk their lives, open doors, and pay for stuff?
Perhaps some
Ooh.
women deserve to have those things.
Why do women just deserve that?
Because that's just how life happened. Women were born to be the ones that men take care of, men provide for, men treat with chivalry
Could it be that's because how you were socialized?
and respect, and that just doesn't happen anymore.
The man does not have to hold a child in their stomach for like 9 months
No, you were blessed with that from Mother Nature.
and go through that pain and that body change.
And also, in a lot of places, men still get paid a lot more than women. So for the amount of work that women put out, it's equivalent to men, but they're getting paid less. So why shouldn't a guy buy dinner, you know?
I mean, does a woman provide children for every man she dates?
No.
So then why does a man have to provide all those things for every woman that he dates?
Ooh.
I mean, until a woman is having your kids, why do you owe her anything?
The purpose of dating is marriage. I mean, some people will think otherwise, but for me, I think the purpose of dating is marriage. That's the goal.
So why do women often expect husband duties without giving wife
Man,
benefits?
eyelashes
That's
everywhere.
a good question.
in
Like
this
that's a
video.
good question. I agree with you because how can you?
That is a good
expect
question. That's our very first. That is a good question. I need to have a tick mark.
to be a
thing.
wife and you treat them like they're nothing. For me, whenever I date somebody, I show that and I cook for them and I take care of them because I want them to understand I have really strong feelings for you.
I mean, how does that equate to equality of the sexes?
I'm gonna be honest, I think marriage nowadays is like a contract. It's like I provide this, you provide that. If you have a kid for me or whatever, I mean,
Marriage is a
hasn't marriage always
contract.
been a
That seems a terrible way to look at it.
contract?
Maybe people looking at it like that is the reason that the divorce rate is so high.
Not necessarily.
with God, under God.
If you happen to go by the Bible, Eve was considered to be a helpmate. So if anyone was put here to serve, wouldn't it be women?
Sure, if you went by the Bible, I suppose that would be true.
Bible says that in the beginning they were co-equals and co-heirs. And he says, like, that's in Genesis, says that they were supposed to be one and working together. And so people mistake that nowadays.
Why should men serve women if women don't want to consider serving men?
That's a good question.
Bam, number 2, baby, number 2. That's a good question.
Honestly, how can you expect someone to treat you like a king and you treat them like a peasant?
Why should men serve women if women aren't trying to serve men?
Right, today you have independent women who don't want to serve men, so why should men still consider serving women or still be expected to serve women?
I think it also has to do with
Greatest
like us being
questions
on
of
a
all
pedestal
time.
at the same time because we think that's what we're supposed to have, and when guys put us up there, we kind of think like expect it.
So do you think it's true that women expect preferential treatment from men while men are taught to give preferential treatment to women?
Yeah.
So if that's true, why are so many women complaining about how hard it is to be a woman in our society?
I feel like it's hard in other ways, but not in that type of way, relationship-wise. I just feel like sometimes I feel like being respected and like being seen more as like an object than a person.
So
I don't know
why
how
do
she
you think
does
women want
anything
equality
with
in
a fingernail
everything
that
except
long.
for dating?
Because they want to continue to be spoiled. They want to have it their way. Like it's kind of like their world and you're living in it.
Do you think men have yet to be liberated from their servitude to women?
I feel like yes. Like I said before, everything's changing. I feel like men are starting to learn that they also deserve things as well. So I feel like everything's changing and men are learning their worth as well. So I feel like it's
beautiful.
Definitely.
That part's beautiful.
Just how our society is set up. Our society.
Well, if men were the ones who set up society and created a patriarchy, why would men be held more responsible than women? How does that benefit us?
Whew. I would say, geez, it really doesn't. Now, does it?
Obviously, your point of view is clear. You're like, men have always had to step it up, and why do women? Rah, 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 rah. I mean, we're such a multifaceted population. The human condition is different depending on where you live. What kind
Listen,
of money?
if this girl is not a YouTuber right now, she should be. If you're out there watching this and if you're not on any kind of social media, you should be. Especially if you could rock that shirt and speak with that much enthusiasm, you are a character to watch. I would sub.
You make if you're a woman who grew up uneducated and all she can do is be a mother, then yes, she needs a man who can provide for her. But if you're a modern woman and you grew up in a place where you can be educated, then you don't need a man to pay for the first date, unless he wants to. A lot of men love to, but I'm happy to split it.
It's equal because they say, oh, feminism, like girls are equal to guys, blah blah blah. But at the end, they're not.
So why are women these days so mangry?
Mangry? You gotta describe mangry.
Why are y'all
to me,
so
man.
mangry?
Like,
What is hangry?
hangry, like hungry, angry. So you mean like mad and angry? That's what mangry means?
Mangry.
Wow.
Oh, that's a new. That's a new one.
Says.
But it makes sense. It's because men suck. We just have higher standards.
Well, if hangry means food
Sometimes
angry,
y'all be
then
setting some
doesn't-
impossible standards.
Doesn't mangry mean
Then you
what?
get what you get.
Man angry?
Yes.
Yeah, so why are women man angry with men? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Why do women wake up and just mad every day? Like, you know
There
what
you
I'm saying?
go.
Like, just mad with life for no reason.
Programming that
Not
we
all
have on
women are
social
mad with
media
life. I'll
with
throw
all
that
these
out
women
there.
that are very upset when we are supposed to be working together.
We're talking
So
about the.
That's what I believe.
Yeah, and I just believe like generations change, so it's like women are becoming more dominant, and it comes off as maybe mangry, but we're really just You know, we're learning that we can also be workers and also provide as well. So I just feel like it's just changing. Everything's just changing.
Well, nobody's going to want you to work if you're angry.
As a society would want a woman who can also bring in money. Because if you're both bringing in money, you can afford places like
She needs
Vegas
her own
and
damn
spend it
channel, I
all
swear
and
to
have a good
God.
time. Why have a woman who's just there to serve you? And if she's not a full person, she's not going to be as fun to be around.
Is there a female version of chivalry?
Yes. But not like chivalry. It's more like just submitting. That our chivalry is submitting. So
Right, but doesn't a man kind of like be chivalrous before the woman's going to submit?
yes, absolutely.
So then,
some do. Yes.
why does the man always have to be the first one to give? Would you consider chivalry to be a female privilege?
No.
Is there
No,
a
because
female
they've never
version
had
of
that
chivalry?
kind of man. They've already made that very clear.
We do everything all the time anyway. Like, we literally do everything.
I was
cook,
gonna say,
clean.
like, maybe sexually.
Aren't men expected to be chivalrous in platonic relationships while women are expected to be chivalrous in intimate relationships?
He knew where we were going with that.
So aren't men expected to be chivalrous on a grander scale?
That's an interesting question. It's complicated.
Interesting question. Do we count it as
Would you
number
consider
3?
chivalry to be a female privilege?
I guess in the way it's defined, yeah.
So is chivalry sexist?
Yes, it is. But it's like one of those rare exceptions where it's like not a negative form of sexism, I guess you could say.
Well,
It's kinda weird.
Wouldn't that mean that women are okay with sexism only when it benefits them?
Some women, yes.
Okay, so then why are women surprised that there are men out there who don't trust or respect women when there are women who say they want equality but only complain about the double standards that don't benefit them?
Well, I think that no one's perfect. There are a lot of women out there that can be selfish.
I was raised by women, and you know, I would say there's been a lot of things that women had to go through that, you know, that isn't right.
Aren't there a lot of things that men had to do, like being sacrificed in wars?
Yes, yes.
I mean,
I love
you ever
watching
heard the
people
expression
get
"ladies
their mind
first"?
blown
Didn't
by the
women always have
question.
special privileges that men didn't?
This is true. This is true.
I think there's a lot of sexism in a past time, but there was also a lot of great things in the old-fashioned way. I think men did have a lot of respect for women and treated them well. They also did not see them as equals in the same regard. So I think you always know the difference between being sexist and minimizing a woman and
There's a lot of times where women have been underappreciated, but to specifically answer your question, I would say, yeah, like you're pretty on the nose. Actually, I hate to say it, but yeah, like it's we are catering to women.
Why should men spend so much time on self-improvement and grooming themselves to please toxic women that just want to use them and bring nothing to the table?
I feel
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. I
Don't
feel like
fucking do it.
Don't do
I mean,
it.
I'm sorry. Do not do it.
I think we just need to stop like expecting things from the opposite sex, like certain things, and we should just.
I mean, I would
You know.
expect that you would get a fingernail clipping, but I'm just throwing it out there.
Be good to each other.
You look like a
Say,
werewolf.
yeah, just treat each other with the same respect. I mean, we're all people.
Them
We just
damn
need to start
nails.
acting
You could kill somebody. You trying to have weapons on your hands?
like it.
Why is manhood more likely defined as a servitude to women than womanhood is defined as a servitude to men?
I've honestly never really heard as men being subservient to women. But then again, that's my upbringing.
I mean, isn't the whole idea of chivalry putting women up on a pedestal?
Yes, but not all men are chivalrous.
But aren't men expected to be chivalrous? I mean, you know, you're not a real man unless you're a gentleman, right?
Well, there's a difference between being just a general gentleman and being chivalrous. I feel like being chivalrous is kind of going above and beyond.
Well, if a man's going to be in a relationship with a woman, isn't he expected to be a chivalrous man?
In certain aspects, yes, but, you know.
We have to first have the confidence to go up to a woman and be open to the rejection. Then we have to pay for the date. We're opening the doors. We have to give the romantic, like we have to be romantic, and we have to say the right things at the right time. you know, we're working. There's all these things. We have a certain level of perfection that we have to hit, and you know, we have to muscle through our pain and things that we're going through personally and hold up not only our family but our kids as well. But behind every strong man is a strong woman. So if a woman is not supporting a man in a proper way, how is he supposed to be strong?
There you go. There you go. We had at least 2 good questions in there that somewhere someone said it. But absolutely, the whole thing is interesting. I like seeing both aspects of it, from complete strangers on the street. I like hearing what people generally have to think instead of just watching a mindless TV program where they're telling you what to think. Here you actually get to see other people's opinions. And I'm one of those people that believes that we can still have adult debates on said opinions without hating one another, without throwing each other under the bus. Everyone's entitled to their own beliefs. And it is a kind of crazy world that we live in. And there was a lot of great things that came from the old way, but there's a lot of great things nowadays. I think it's a give and take regardless of the time frame, regardless of the era. Very, very interesting to see what everybody had to say, though. Smash the like button if you liked it, the dislike button if you disliked it. There was still too many eyelashes. Ladies, stop wasting your money on them eyelashes. Your normal eyelashes are okay. And your normal fingernails are okay. You know, they grow out, right? You know, you can grow them out. I'm just throwing that out there. Until the next one, I'm out of the combustible. You guys be happy, healthy, safe. But let me get to the moon and back. Peace.